Hello everyone, Timely Matter here, back with another video. This time it's of the Pagani Zonda F. Now, as you guys probably know, I've made a Pagani Zonda MOC before, but I thought that was such a long time ago now. I've gone through a lot in terms of my mocking journey, so I'm gonna make a huge new update. So this is a complete rehaul, and I'm gonna compare the old one to this as well in a bit. So let's get to the main reason why I have this MOC. A while ago I bought this 164 scale Pagani Zonda F from Mini GT, but I know poster cars also do a very similar Pagani Zonda in this beautiful Rosso Dubai color. It's a sort of like deep red. It's not really bright red or dark red. It's somewhere in between. So actually, for the mock itself, I experimented using dark red as well, but I found that that was a bit too dull and dark compared to this color. So I decided to just stick with the regular bright red, even though that's a little bit too bright. These nice sort of dark gold wheels, and the rear as well, just really, really a nice model. But when I got this, that's when I realized, when you look at the top view of the Pagani Zonda, how shapely it is. It's got this really pronounced hourglass shape with wide hips at the rear, pinching to the center and then going back out in front. But the front is a bit more narrow than the rear. It's very obvious when you have it in person. And when I was looking at my old Zonda mock, you can see it's very rectangular. So I decided I really had to change that. This was based on the C12S, so the older version of the Zonda, and I thought I might as well try to make the Zonda F, which is a bit more modern as well, just to have a different car altogether. So here is the new car. Let me just turn it upside down to show you how I have a 9 stud build at the rear, and including the fenders, it's almost 10. And it pinches to the middle, and then in front you've got the regular 8 stud, and with the fenders it's like almost 9. So I feel like with the overhaul here, the proportions are a lot more accurate. And one of my favorite views of the car is also the side profile, which I think is really similar to the real thing. Let me just grab the model again to just show you how that looks there. See how forward the cabin is, and like the shape of the car just slanting forward as well. A couple of things to note about the real car is the wheels look very far apart, but the front is very short and the rear as well, very short. So I tried to capture that in the mock as well, with the very short sections of the front and rear. Um, and in the front, I've included even the fog lights that are down beneath in the grill area. And I'm fairly happy with the front, especially with the grill, but unfortunately I wasn't able to capture this little nub right here. That's just over there. Unfortunately, you see those couple of tiles in the middle there. They're essential for the structural stability of the car, so can't really wedge in like a 1x1 or something in there. But overall, still pretty happy with the front. I like as well the wing mirror build, which I've taken inspiration from Rebrickable. There was a mocker who I'll put up right now who came up with this very simple build for the mirrors, but I think they're perfect. I think they look quite a lot like the real thing. The sides of the car, I think, are very important because you've got the intakes here to feed the massive 7.3 liter naturally aspirated V12. Um, and this car in particular doesn't have a roof scoop, so mainly gets the air from this section here. But it's also where the color separation is between the main body color, the primary red, and then the secondary black color, right? The underbody of the car. And so the separation between the black and red continues from the front to the center and even to the rear here, right? And when you turn around, you can see how the red and the black encases the rear lights and the exhaust section. And I like to call this section like the radio, because I think this just looks like a little radio. And if you've seen my previous video on my old Zonda mock, you know that it was a build that I made a while ago, all based around the printed round tile from the Utopia set, which is very useful for this because I think it looks so similar to the real thing. Let me just show you. And this is what it looks like. I think it's a pretty good representation of the real thing. And one of the challenges in making this car as well is to get that angle, to have it angled upwards, just like in the real car. It's not just facing straight. It's got that sort of slight tilt in the rear of the car. And that's faithfully reproduced in the MOC itself. And then, of course, one of the special things about the Zonda F as well is the spoiler, which can be moved around. And that's intricately attached with the thin silver pieces there. One of my favorite parts of the car, which this isn't entirely accurate, if I should show you, in the rear of this car, you've got two windows, one in the passenger cabin area, one in the engine section. Unfortunately, with the way I've done the build here, I wasn't able to get a window here. So instead, I wanted to capture the window with the engine bay, so I put it in the passenger area as well, like just in the rear of the passenger. And I've included the print from the Mercedes AMG Project 1 set over there to show the Mercedes logo of the engine, because the engine of a Pagani Zonda is supplied by Mercedes AMG, similar to, I'll show you here, over there, you can see a little Mercedes logo as well. So I wanted to capture that because I had the print and I thought that was nice as well. Another part of the car which I really like is this section here with the ice skate pieces, which resemble this section here. I believe, I'm not entirely sure, but I believe these are actually very small air intakes for brake cooling in the front of the car. And I think, no, sorry, the rear of the car. And I think there's something similar at the front as well, just underneath where the mirrors are. There's an outlet of air that's coming in from the front to cool the brakes. But unfortunately, with the space here, I wasn't able to include one of those as well. But overall, I'm really happy with this car. From the front, especially, it looks like such a simple design, you know. I think in part that's because the wheels, there are no like wheel covers in gold, and I didn't want to do them in silver. So the wheels look very simplistic. The front of the car here looks very simplistic as well, very plain. But I like how accurate it is, especially with regards to the proportions and especially the side profile. And as usual, the one thing I always forget when I do a MOC review is there is always room for two minifigures in my MOCs. As you can see there is a little representation of Mr. Horacio Pagani, who is sitting there very comfortably in these tan seats with the headrests as well. And you can see he's fully seated there, even with the minifigure legs and a little steering wheel as well. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this MOC of the Pagani Zonda F, an upgrade to my Pagani Zonda collection, which now composes of two cars, the C12 and the Zonda F. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.